Hello, this is Traveling Mike. I'm going to show you and talk about the cabin I stayed on when I cruised the Vision of the Seas. It was an Ocean View cabin, cabin number 3072. It was just north of the midship elevators, and it was just far enough from the elevators that you were getting tired of walking down the hallway when there it was. This is the view of the cabin from just inside the door. As you can see, it's a nice cabin, decent size. It is a little dated on the colors and the items in the cabin. I was traveling solo, so I had the bed pulled together. Now, I have been told that some couples actually split the bed. That way, one twin is on each side of the room, and it gives you an open space next to the window, and it opens up the cabin a lot more. I preferred the bed to be there. That way I could kind of roll over and look out the window. My cabin steward was nice enough to make me these animals almost every day during my cruise. As you can see, the bed is good size. I got end tables on each side. Got lights on each side with one light switch. There's no power cords, but I was able to get an extension cord that brought power up beside the bed. The window for the ocean view is right behind the bed. It's a good sized window, but the problem is after the second day of the cruise, it got wet and dirty, and it's just hard to see out. Now this is the view from inside the cabin looking back at the door. As you can see, on the right side there's a door, and that goes into the bathroom. And on the left, it's hard to see, but that is the closet. The closet is a decent size. As you can see, I had all my stuff hanged up. The problem is I was traveling solo. So as you can see, that was what I brought for a 14-day cruise. If you also look, there's a lot of places to hang things, but there's really no shelving in there. There's one shelf up on the top, but at 5'10", it was higher than I could really see. I could put shoes and stuff up there, but you couldn't really see them very well, so I just chose to put my shoes on the floor. This is inside the cabin looking at the sink. As you can tell just by the picture, the sink is small and the counter space is small. I did laundry while I was there, and that sink holds 2 t-shirts, and that was it. The counter space was enough to hold a glass, but it was so small that I was afraid to leave anything on it. Now this is the shelving in the bathroom, and this is it. As you can tell, you look at that bottom shelf, and that's my electric toothbrush. The space is not big enough to hold the toothbrush sideways or lengthways. I had to put it at an angle. The next shelf up had 2 of the small glasses that they put in the bathrooms, and that pretty much filled it. And there's 1 or 2 shelves above that, so don't plan on storing very much stuff in the bathroom. Now here is your standard run-of-the-mill cruise line toilet. As you can see, It's next to the wall, but it's not real close. I'm a pretty big boy, and it didn't bother me any. And you had a curtain on the other side, and it was also out of the way. This was plenty good for doing your business. Now this is the shower. This is the shower all the comedians love to make jokes about. It has a plastic curtain hanging down. It's big enough to stand in there and take your shower, do whatever you need. But if you try bending over, you try moving too much, that shower curtain will suck up against you pretty quick. Let me tell you, I'm just a guy's guy. I don't worry about too much on perfume, soaps, anything like that. But they give you a bar of soap that's little, that's not too great, and they give you this pump that's in the shower that's supposed to be shampoo and body gel. It's fairly decent for washing your body, but just a couple of days with it as shampoo, and I had to break down and go spend $15 for some conditioner. If you're coming and staying on this cruise ship, make sure you bring your shampoo and conditioner and your own body wash probably. Now we're back out in the cabin. We're standing next to the bed, looking back. You got a nice little couch that'll hold a couple of people. You got a full-length mirror for you can check, make sure you're ready to go before you go out. And right there on the left is your television screen. It's big enough for the cabin, nothing great. Now it's on a swivel, and you can swivel it to watch it from the couch. You can swivel it to watch it from the bed. If there's two of you in the room, you got to make a choice because you can't see it from both places. Here is your dressing area. As you can see right in the middle, I got a case of water, so it makes it look a little bit smaller than it actually is. It's not a bad size. You're able to sit down. If you're the type that wears makeup, you can sit and do your face and hair and everything there. There's a couple of nice lights that light it up. There's mirrors in front of you and mirrors on the side of you. And then behind the mirrors on the side are the cabinets. There on the left, you can see one of the cabinets opened up, and there's not a ton of space, but there's enough space to put different things that you might want to store. On the right-hand side of the desk is the telephone. That just wasn't the best of places for that. It's just really inconvenient. Now here is the start of your storage for your clothes and everything else you want to store. On the right side of the desk, you got a couple of decent depth drawers. Now on each side of the bed you had two nightstands, and as you can see, it's typical nightstand drawers. You got two on each side. Now this is the left side of the desk. You can see you had three drawers there. That's where I kept most of my clothes, because it was right next to the bed. You could sit on the foot of the bed, reach in the drawers and pull out whatever you need. It's nice and convenient for me. Now here is the cabinets just to the left side of the dresser and above the TV. As you can see, there's two decent sized cabinets and the safe. The safe is plenty big to hold your passports, your wallet, your money, but it's not big enough to hold a small tablet or computer. Now Now this is the last area that I was going to point out in the cabin, and for a lot of people this is the most important. As you can see, there's the telephone just to the side of the desk. It's on the wall, not very convenient. You can't read the buttons. If you use it for your wake up alarm, you got to get way out of bed to get over there to answer it. And this is the problem part of the cabin. It's an older ship, and you had the European plug on the right that I actually had a converter that I was able to use for all my USB stuff. And on the left is the American style plugs that, as you can see, I have an extension cord plugged into. And I found out a few cruises ago that you can request an extension cord on the cruise ships. And that way I got power on the next to my bed. I'm able to plug in my computer where I'm laying in bed, and then after I'm done at the end of the evening, I can plug my cell phone in to charge, and it'll be right next to where I'm sleeping. Overall, I was real happy with my ocean view cabin on Vision of the Seas. I was happy with the location, the quietness, the ease of getting everywhere with the midship elevators not too far away. I wasn't real thrilled about only having the 2 electrical plug-ins, but my cabin steward got me an electrical cord. All of a sudden I had electricity next to my bed. Other than that, I spent 14 days and was real happy. I'll stay in it again if the price is right. Thank you for seeing my cabin and listening to my ideas and thoughts. This is Traveling Mike. See you next time.